What is up, everyone? It has been a hot minute since we have met, got together, and talked about some fantastic makeup. I don't know about y'all, but I have missed you. Have you missed me? Because I have missed you guys a lot. We are going to be talking about some of the very best makeup launches of 2022. Every single product I'm about to share with you guys dropped this year, and these are items that I use nearly every single day or every single time I sit down to do my makeup. These products are so freaking good. I can't even tell you. If you're in the market for any of these items, a new blush, a new bronzer, an eyeshadow palette, I got you, because I'm going to share with you the creme de la creme, the best of the freaking best that the beauty world has to offer when it comes to makeup. Let's not chit chat too much. Let's just dive in. Let's talk about this beautiful makeup that I have sitting right in front of me. Now, I have split everything up into categories. I'm trying to keep this as organized as possible. Let's start with foundations. Now, I want you to comment down below because I have a feeling that most of you are going to be able to guess the two foundations that I'm about to talk about. To me, these were total game changers. They shook the world of beauty. First up, what I have on my face right now is the Light Reflecting Foundation from NARS. I have mine in the shade L5 Fiji. Oh my goodness, I don't think I have found a more perfect, a more beautiful foundation in my entire life. My skin loves this product. Honestly, I don't think I have met anyone yet that did not like this foundation. The way that it makes your skin look, and the fact that it's like what? I think it's like 90% skincare or something. You can tell when you're putting this on your face. Now, here's a tip for this. Apply this with your fingers for the most part. You can go in with a brush or a sponge to kind of help even things out, pick up the excess product. But my goodness, NARS products, especially if you use your fingertips and you let that formula warm up with your skin, oh my goodness, you are going to have the most flawless looking skin. Trust me. Let me know if you love this foundation, if you've tried it, because it is bomb. It is my holy grail. Another foundation is from Miss Charlotte Tilbury, Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. This one I have in the shade 5 Neutral. The tone of this foundation specifically for my skin, this is the most perfect match for my skin I have ever found. Now, I love my NARS. I love my Fiji L5, but this is just perfection. Like, it is seamless. It is the perfect match for my skin. This is another one that is made of mostly skincare. Very similar to me as the NARS, but gives just a little bit of a different finish. I can't quite put my finger on the difference exactly. I feel like this one might even be just a hint more glowier, and sometimes I feel like I might get a little bit more coverage out of the NARS. That might be the difference in these two, but really you can't go wrong if you have dry, sensitive, textured skin, any of the above. I feel like you will love either one of these foundations, but they are hands down the best foundation launches of 2022 so far. Let's move on to bronzers. This was the year of bronzers. I feel like foundation, blush, bronzers. Let's start with bronzers though. First off, Sigma launched these matte bronzers. They are a little bit on the spendy side. I think they're around $30-ish a piece, but they are beautiful on the skin. The way that these blend, absolutely stunning. I did do a dedicated video on the launch of this. They launched these bronzers, some blushes, and some highlights as well. Beautiful formula across the board. Love the packaging, blends effortlessly, just delicious. Love these. Another matte bronzer that I have fallen totally in love with from JACLYN Hill Cosmetics. I think these are called her Sunbathe matte bronzers. I think it's called Sunbathe. I just call them her matte bronzers. Again, with the packaging. Absolutely stunning. This right here, hands down JACLYN's best launch. It smells like a latte. Oh my gosh, it smells delicious. The mirror quality in this, I know some people think, oh, who gives a shit about a mirror? Let me tell you, a good mirror can make all the difference, especially when it's in a compact. Love the mirror in here, and again, the formulation, A+. I have mine in the shade Skinny Dip. This is hands down the most perfect bronzer shade of all time for my skin type. If you have a light to medium skin tone, yellow undertone like me, you need to try this out. It did launch in a ton of other shades, but this formulation right here at JACLYN, A+. She did the damn thing. I should mention in the Sigma, I use the medium shade. So I use medium in Sigma, and I use Skinny Dip in the JACLYN Pressed Bronzer. Another bronzer I want to talk about, another from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beautiful Skin. I think I did do a dedicated video on this as well. Oh my god, the most beautiful cream compact bronzer ever. I reach for this over my Chanel, my Soul Body, over my e.l.f., literally any cream bronzer. This is my go-to. I love this. Giant compact, which I love, blends out to this beautiful, just soft, matte, airbrushed finish on the cheeks. I do have mine in the shade medium. Again, another one that is the most perfect shade for me ever. Love the giant compact. Another one with a beautiful mirror. Packaging is stunning. I am in love with Charlotte Tilbury products, and it sucks because they're freaking expensive. You know, I honestly always say I have champagne taste on a beer budget. That is me. I am the epitome of that. Can anyone else relate? I have a couple more bronzers to talk about. The NYX WONDER-STIX. This is in the shade Universal Light. Now this is technically a contour wand, but it's a bit warm. For me, this is definitely a bronzer. So you've got the bronzer on one end, which is so creamy. They did reformulate. If you're sitting here thinking like, Crystal, the WONDER-STIX have been out forever. Well, yes, and I didn't love them before, but then they reformulated and now I am obsessed. So if you are on a budget and you want a delicious cream bronzer contour, brontour as they call it, you need to check it out. There is also a highlighter on one end, which is beautiful as well. This totally blew my mind. This is a drugstore product that performs 100% like high end. Fantastic. Check it out. The last bronzer I want to talk about is from Rare Beauty. Now, I'm kind of second guessing myself. Did this launch in 2021 or 2022? I don't care. I'm going to talk about it. This is the bronzer stick in the shade Power Boost. This went all over TikTok, and this product has been sold out for forever. It's always sold out. They can't keep it in stock, and it's for good reason. I feel like out of all the shades on TikTok where this went viral, this was the shade that was ignored, and I don't know why. Again, if you have light medium skin, this is the shade for you. Perfect matte bronzer, blends beautifully once again. I feel like the way that this blends is very similar to the way that the NYX WONDER-STIX blends. The shades are a little bit different, but this is kind of ish a dupe for this product as far as blendability goes. All right, let's move on to what arguably might be my favorite category of everything we are talking about today, blush. Another thing that I feel like is all the rage right now. I feel like people are just obsessed with blush, and I am here for it, and I have some nuggets for you. These are fantastic. First and foremost, what blew me away the most, these Revolution Beauty liquid blushes right here. I believe you can only get these on the Revolution Makeup Revolution. What the hell is their name? I don't even know what they go by anymore. I've talked about this before. Confuses the hell out of me. Revolution Beauty. Google it, you will find it. I will try to put a link down below. These liquid blushes are just gorgeous on the skin. The way that these blend out so seamlessly, they look hydrating, almost somewhat dewy, but not. They don't feel wet. They definitely dry down, but they give you like this glowy finish without any kind of micro reflect or metallic at all. Like there is none. The shades I have in front of me are Rose. So if you're into like that purpley blush, check out Rose. That's what I have right here. I also have Peach Filter, which is another favorite of mine. If you are into more of like a peachy, orangey tone, you will absolutely love that. That is usually my jam. But I also love Dolly Rose right here, which is another beautiful shade. Absolutely stunning. I have heard that they are a dupe for the Rare Beauty liquid blushes. I say that I actually probably like these more. I'm going to be totally honest with you. They're just not as pigmented. They're a little bit easier to blend. The formula is just spot on. The next blush I'm going to talk about is one that fell totally under the radar, CIATE London. I feel like this is a brand that isn't talked about enough. I have tried quite a few of their products and have been quite impressed. This is their Glow 2 blushes. Absolutely gorgeous. If you want like a blush lighter type product, you need to check this out. This is in the shade Tempt Me. Look at this. Look at how reflective it is. This is like a highlighter and a blush all in one. It's another style of makeup that is so on trend right now. Instead of just having like that streak of highlight on the cheek, doing your blush and your highlighter like together and having that sheen uniform across the face, that dewy, wet, juicy look is all the rage right now. And this product helps you accomplish that. This one right here is in the shade Doll Face. I'm just going to show you some of my favorites. absolutely stunning. And then we also have the shade First Date, which is more of like a little bit like a mauve-y dusty tone, which is absolutely beautiful. So gorgeous. Next up, we have a couple from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now this formula didn't launch this year, but these two shades did, and I am in love. If you haven't tried this formula, it's another one you got to try. If you're into like a stick formula, check this out. The first shade is in the shade Nectarine. That nice peachy, warm undertone gives you that perfect hint of warmth. Not overly pigmented. That's what I love about these. You can definitely build and build and build with this formula, which is perfect if you are a beginner or just getting into cream products. The last shade is the shade Bubblegum. Now this one is definitely like a blush lighter. It does have like that sheen to it. It's like a peachy, pinky base with like a golden sheen to it, and it is just absolutely stunning. Gorgeous. Totally worth checking out. The last blush I want to mention is a Sigma blush. This is what launched with that bronzer I was talking about earlier. This is in the shade Tiger Lily. Another one that's very similar to Bubblegum, but literally in powder form. So it's got like that peachy pink base with that golden shimmer to it. This is actually what I have on my cheeks right now. I mean, come on, I'm looking in the viewfinder. Bitch. This is that bitch. Took a DNA test, 100% that bitch. That's what you become when you put this blush on. I just feel so gorgeous. Blends beautifully. Love the sheen. It's just, it is absolute perfection. Let's move on to some eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna fly through these pretty quickly. Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Nouveau palette. Hands down, the most beautiful palette they have launched in this format of a palette. Primrose was my favorite, but now this one took its place. Still love Primrose, but look at these shades. The metallics in here are nuts. They are insane. They are some of the most pigmented, gorgeous, juicy, wet-looking metallics. The mattes in here blend like a dream, but I do love the shade selection in here. This is so unique. You get some warm, earthy tones, but then you've got this like pop of purple right here, Wisteria, which has some micro reflex in it. Absolutely gorgeous. You could not get a more unique yet familiar layout, color story of eyeshadow. It's just absolutely beautiful. The next eyeshadow palette I want to talk about actually shocked me. Urban Decay launched these like mini bite-sized palettes. This one is in Baked. Every time I wear this on my eyes, and I've done a YouTube video, a TikTok, people are asking me, what the hell are you wearing? And this is it. Do not discount this palette. It looks a little bit basic, but the shades in here are next level. Another one that features the most juicy metallics, the most blendable mattes. I find that dark brown shades are usually hard to blend. Not in this palette. These shades are pretty much self-blending. If you are someone who's kind of over like large format palettes, you just want something that is easy, one and done, neutral that you can take from day to night, this is the palette for you. It did come in a couple other colorways as well, but this one is just gorgeous. It is bronzy and warm and just absolute perfection. Urban Decay nailed it with this one. The last palette I want to talk about is probably my favorite of the year. If I had to give a palette the crown of 2022, it would be this palette. This is from Lunar Beauty, the Nude Prism palette. Another one that when I have this on, everybody asks what I'm wearing. These shades right here are very reminiscent. This middle row right here, very reminiscent of ColourPop Super Shock Shadows, but even stepped up a notch and super long wearing. They pack a punch. They kind of have that squishy, soft texture, but the color story in this, again, is beautiful. If you love your neutrals, again, something to take from day to night, you want something with a few more options in it. You've got more of your pinky tones, your warmer tones, the richest, most velvety black ever. I cannot speak enough about this palette. It is so good. And look at the packaging. I mean, are you joking me? Manny, I think you've released the most perfect neutral palette of all time. I cannot think of a neutral palette that I have ever reached for more in 1 year so far than this palette. This is my go-to. When I sit down to just do everyday makeup, this is what pops in my head. My Nude Prism palette. This is what I reach for. Just perfection. Let's move on to a couple of highlighters. Sigma again. I have two shades. I have Golden Hour. Look how freaking beautiful this is. These are the most wet, juicy, delicious looking highlighters. They do not exaggerate texture. I have actually ranted and raved so much about Sigma highlighters. You've got to try the formula. They are worth every freaking penny. This one is in the shade Savannah. Again, they did launch several different shades of this, but oh my goodness, this formula, really any Sigma highlighter, you can't go freaking wrong. Just beautiful. We have a few more categories to get through. I do have a brow product. It's what I'm wearing right now. It's been the only thing I have worn. This is the only thing I have in my brows right now. This has made my life so much easier. I'm not going to go on and on about it too much because I've talked about it ad nauseum. Is that how you say it? Ad nausea? Ad nauseum? Why can't I think of that? This is the NYX Thick It, Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. I use the shade Espresso. I hate doing my brows. I fucking hate doing my brows. I'm gonna be very honest with you. But this has changed that for me because this does everything that I need a brow product to do. It fills my brows, it shapes my brows, it holds them in place, it thickens them, it does everything. It does say up to, I think, like 16-hour wear or something. I believe that's what it is. I don't care what it is, but it is super long wearing. You guys, my makeup I've actually had on since about 9:30 this morning, and right now it is 5:12 p.m. That's how long I've had this makeup on. NARS foundation, this, all the other shit I've talked about. I'm just telling you, this makeup will not fail you that I'm recommending to you right now. A couple of mascaras, the Tartlette tubing mascara. This is a newer launch, but this is hands down the best freaking tubing mascara on the planet. The cool thing about tubing mascaras is if you are someone who doesn't like to wear a lot of powders, especially around your eyes, but if you find that your mascara flakes and bleeds and you get those raccoon eyes, you need to switch to a tubing mascara. This is going to change your life. Love this formula, super long wearing, gives you the most ridiculously long, luscious lashes. I am in love with the formula. And the mascara that took me by surprise and what I have on right now is the Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational Mascara, but specifically in Cosmic Black. I actually wasn't super impressed by the original Sky High mascara, but whatever it is with the pigment in this one, this is like the blackest of black when it comes to mascaras. It just gives you the most beautifully curled, fanned lashes. Like, I look like I have doll lashes. Stunning. I feel like mascara has gotten so good to the point where you almost, or most people really, don't even really need to think about falsies. I never liked falsies. I don't wear them, and I'll admit it's because I freaking suck at putting them on. I would way rather spend my time coating my lashes with mascara. I know that sounds crazy. It's a lot more effort, not to me, but I love a good mascara. Let's talk some lip products. ABH killed it this year when it came to lip products. Their lip liners. I did do a dedicated review where I literally swatched on YouTube every single lip liner and every single lipstick shade. This is just a couple of the shades right here, Sandstone and Cranberry. I do have all of them, but these lip liners are really some of the only lip liners that I reach for. There are a couple that I use as well, but I feel like that formula is just hands down the best. And again, the best lip liner that has launched this year. I also love their bullet lipsticks. Again, I have every single shade that they launched, but this formula is gorgeous. A+. ABH also launched 3 new shades of their glosses this year, which, obsessed. These right here are the most perfect gloss shades of all time. So the top one is going to be called Amber, I believe. What is it? Amber Sparkle. Then we have in the middle Peachy Nude, and then on the bottom we just have Peachy. So the top and bottom are going to be those shimmers, and oh my goodness, they are so dimensional and beautiful. Now this middle shade right here, which is just an opaque nude gloss Peachy, it is the most perfect nude gloss ever. I love this formula, super comfortable on the lips. The packaging is gorgeous. It doesn't feel sticky or heavy, and it wears beautifully as well. The last lip product I want to talk about is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plumps. So this again is a formula that they launched, I believe, last year, maybe 2 years ago. I ranted and raved about these the moment this formula launched, these Maracuja Juicy Lips. I think they launched in 2020, but when they launched the Lip Plump formula, I fell in love, especially with Peachy Beige and White Peach, these 2 shades right here. They do give you a little bit of that kind of icy feeling, more like minty, I would say. The way that this formula just fills in your lips is just absolutely stunning. These are insanely popular for a reason. They're just that freaking good. Comment down below and let me know what some of your favorite makeup discoveries are of 2022. It doesn't necessarily have to be a product that launched this year. This is just some of the stuff that I handpicked that launched so far in 2022. I have a lot more. I am building up a collection. I want to do a big video at the end of the year of all of the products that just totally took me out, took my breath away. A lot of stuff that launched this year, maybe stuff that I discovered shortly after it launched, maybe not necessarily in 2022, but I am going to curate the most perfect list of products for you guys that just took the cake in 2022. So again, comment your favorites down below. Let me know if you have tried any of the products that I have talked about today and if they are your holy grail as well. As per usual, if you enjoyed the video, it would tickle my fancy if you would hit the thumbs up. That helps me so much. Kicks that YouTube algorithm into high gear. You know, do your girl a favor. It's about 0.1 seconds of your life to click that button, and it feels so good to help somebody out. If you are new here, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and stick around. This is what I do. I love makeup, and this is what I talk about. I love you guys so much. I want to thank you for hanging out with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.